Gotta love the positive energy in his first NBA game, folks. It's an All-Eastern Conference matchup in today's game as the Celtics come into town for this one. Hi, everyone. I'm Kevin Harlan with Steve Kerr and Clark Kellogg. Happy to have you along for this edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. In the last meeting for these two teams, the Celtics came away with the win against Milwaukee. And with that win, they evened up the season series at 1 apiece, giving them a chance to pull ahead right here.
And that game was almost a coin flip at the end of regulation. It really could have gone either way, but Clark, you sensed it was going to be theirs pretty quickly once overtime began.
Yeah, well, it was obvious as soon as the overtime period started that they'd hit the reset button and gotten their second win.
So let's take a look at the Boston Celtics starting lineup. Rondo and the Jet, Jason Terry in the backcourt. Green is out there with Pierce, and it's Bass in at the pivot spot manning the middle. And for the Bucks, Clark, he's in at point guard. Ilyasova and Dallenberg are down low. Luke Richard and Baamute out there with Ellis. Bass's shot, good.
Great screen there. It sprung him open, and he took advantage. And Boston has really kind of set the bar in the Eastern Conference over the last 5 or 6 years. Not quite as effective last year, but they did fare pretty well against their Eastern Conference opponents.
Clark in the starting lineup for the very first time in the NBA.
You just look at how far he's come already, you know, out of the first round of the draft and now an NBA starter. They have a lot of confidence in him.
And they should have confidence in him. I mean, he has unlimited potential. No question about that. I mean, you knew it was only a matter of time until he was in the starting lineup.
Terry kicks to Rondo. Terry the pass to Rondo. Kicks it to Pierce. Over Baamute. And the basket by Pierce. Pierce has got his first 2 points of the night. And Boston against the East, it was a big part of why they were able to stay in the hunt. 32-16 on the season interconference.
Like every other playoff team in the East, they were able to have a winning record against every Eastern division, but they really took it to the Southeast, which is surprising as that was the toughest division.
Shot clock at 2. A step-back shot here. And that one's good by Clark. For the Milwaukee Bucks, they won their last contest, that game against the Timberwolves at Target Center.
And Clark, to me, it was the tremendous interior defense that was the difference in that game.
Yeah, I love just how organized they were in the post defensively. They were communicating, they were moving their feet, their bodies were active. It was a very disciplined defensive performance. You know, you take a look at Brandon Bass last season. He was traded to the Celtics, and on a top-tier team, I think he's become quite consistent in his performance as he's gotten more consistent minutes. I mean, it's got to be a real confidence boost for him going forward.
Here's Terry, following the bucket by the Bucks. Here's Green, and that's 2 points on the layup.
And a really poor job boxing out there, guys. A momentary lapse in concentration, I think.
The Bucks have gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. Here's Clark. He's covered by Rondo.
And going back to Brandon Bass, guys, what a trade for Boston last year, picking him up. Nice mid-range shooter, pick and pop guy. He's also a good offensive rebounder. But he provided that scoring threat next to Kevin Garnett that the Celtics desperately needed.
The Bucks trail. Doris Burke had a chance to catch up with head coach Scott Skiles. And Doris, what did he have to say?
He talked about how they match up with a player like Paul Pierce, saying, you know, he's one of those guys who really does it all at a high level. Defend, score, you name it. I think defensively, we may look to double some and force other players to make shots. He's one of the greats. You enjoy the challenge of playing against him and just hope you can have enough to win. Guys, we'll see who carries the day.
Thanks a lot, Doris. Here's Clark. He's covered by Rondo. Clark dishes to Dallenberg. Shot's good from Baamute.
Well, it's hard for me to believe this, that Doc Rivers, guys, is in his 14th season as an NBA head coach. We banged heads against each other between the lines way back in the day on the hardwood, and he's already coached 14 years. Top 20 all-time in playoff wins is Doc. He won Coach of the Year back in 2000. His first season as a head coach, and for those who may not know, was also an outstanding commentator before taking the reins on the sideline. So well-versed in the world of basketball is Doc Rivers.
Clark, he's covered by Rondo. No good from Clark.
Well defended, and he's not someone who responds well to that kind of defensive pressure.
Outside Rondo. There's the dish to Pierce. Shoots. Can't hit. And Milwaukee will come the other way.
And Clark, you were talking about Doc Rivers. You mentioned that Coach of the Year award. Not bad for a guy who didn't really have any coaching experience as an assistant. He went straight from the broadcast booth right into the fire, and he got it done right away.
And here's Rondo after the made shot from Monte Ellis. And Rajon Rondo, the basket on the assist by Green. Rondo's got his second basket of the night. Here's Clark. Turned in an outstanding game against Minnesota. Here's D'Alembert. Goes up and lays it nice and easy. D'Alembert's got his second bucket.
And we see him get so many points that way because the effort is there constantly on the offensive glass.
And it's Rondo penetrating. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
Rajon Rondo is one of the fastest players in the league. Great at forcing turnovers. And I think he's a player who can be at his best in an up-tempo system. The Celtics don't have a lot of horses to run with them. So sometimes he's a one-man fast break, and then he's got shooters around him who trail for three-point looks.
Here's Clark, averaging 19 points per contest. No luck. Boston trailing, fresh from a win against Portland.
And, Kevin, they played such terrific defense in that game. It took a lot of pressure off them at the other end of the court.
Yeah, and you can't just pick 1 or 2 players out who stood out defensively. There was plenty of credit to go around.
Steve, you're talking about the fit of Rondo in Boston with the Celtics. As great as he is and as much as he's meant to them in the playoffs, there have been trade rumors, Clark, surrounding Rajon Rondo.
Well, clearly there's tremendous value around the league for a point guard of his caliber, Kevin. For a young up-tempo team, he could be even more dominant, but I don't see the Celtics letting Rondo go anytime soon.
The shot by Pierce will not go.
Boy, even though he missed, you can't give up that kind of a look very often.
Yeah, they're lucky that they didn't get burned on that one.
Here's Clark. On the wing, Ellis. Good look. And that one's good. Ellis has got 8 points. Well, there have been a few small forwards helping their teams in all sorts of ways like this group, leading the position and rebounding the last 10 games. You look at Nba2K13. He does a great job inside, one of the top rebounders in the league.
You know, the work they do on the boards is such a big part of all these players' games. They play much bigger than the grand majority of small forwards in this league.
And I think it's an area that they all take pride in, Steve. They know they can score. That's expected of their position. But where you separate yourself is going after rebounds. And these guys are really determined to excel in that part of the game.
And so it's Boston with it, following the bucket by the Bucks. Outside Rondo. Terry. It's rebounded by Ellis.
They are setting the tone here early with their work on the boards.
Yeah, only a moderate advantage here, a slight one, but as the game wears on, it's one they'll definitely look to build on.
Here's Clark. Passes to Ilyasova. They set the pick. And there's the feed to Nba2K13. Ellis left side. 5 to shoot. And Boston with the rebound. Green's got his 4th rebound in this one. Green with a screen for Pierce. On the wing, Terry. Fires for 3. And it's Terry again missing.
If I'm him, I'm looking to move the ball the rest of the quarter because he cannot buy a shot. Well, I was impressed with the Bucks a year ago, guys. The bounce back from a tough 2010-2011 season. Milwaukee fought hard all the way through the end of the regular season and stayed right on that playoff cusp throughout.
Now here's Rondo. 14 points from him the last game against Portland.
Kevin, his passing is what blew me away. I mean, to see him orchestrate their offense so impeccably, that was a sight to behold.
Bucks leading by 7. Well, even though they didn't get back in the playoffs and Milwaukee again missed, I think the Bucks showed everybody that they mean business by going for it and playing Clark to the bitter end.
Yeah, I agree with that, Kevin. You want to finish strong as best you can, so going for it like they did in the season where there wasn't a lot of hope can inspire a team, and we'll see if that's the case this year.
And a whole new group out on the floor for the Celtics.
Well, what I love about Rondo, Kevin, is the instincts defensively. He has great vision, he anticipates well, and he's always looking to disrupt the opposing team's offense.
Well, the thing that makes him great in my mind is that Rondo is able to really go where he wants to with the basketball. His handle is so tight, going both directions, using both hands. For his size and length, he's extremely quick with the ball. Here's where Boston sits right now, Kevin, in the current league rankings. 6th in fewest turnovers per game. 7th in three-point field goal percentage. And team assists, not a strong point for this team. Top 20 in the league. They tend to do a lot of their scoring off one-on-one moves.
Now, they're a smart team. You talked about those few turnovers, and that's the number that really stands out to me when you go down that list of stats. They're smart. They don't take a lot of crazy gambles. They try to work the ball around the perimeter, get it inside when they can, and get the best shot every time down the floor.
Beno Udrih, he's checked in for Milwaukee. The Celtics also changing it up. Collins comes in for Melo. And it's Wilcox in for Rajon Rondo.
You know, throughout the history of the NBA, the Celtics have been such a constant presence in the postseason that it's hard to imagine the playoffs without seeing the green. Every year the players change, but the Celtics' mystique is always in it, and that team is always hanging around.
Bucks leading by 5. He feeds it to Jennings. The pass to Harris. Harris, right side. And the Bucks miss again. It's really the mark of a great franchise. Boston expects great things from the Celtics each year. And more often than not, Steve, they deliver.
Yeah, you don't get all those banners that they have in that building without executing in the postseason. That's what this Celtic team has done the last few years. They play together, they've played hard, they defend, and they're at their best when their best is needed.
Here's Jennings following the bucket by the Celtics. And Gooden kicks to Harris. Over Collins. 11 feet out and he hits it. Harris has got his first 2 points. Celtics trail by 5. Dooling the pass to Sullinger. Feeds it to Dooling. The Celtics working the ball around now. And stolen by Udrih. And up the court come the Bucks on the break. He kicks it to Jennings. No one near him. It's good. This time the assist from Udrih.
And a great start offensively.
Yeah, they've come out strong. I mean, really scoring and playing with confidence.
There's the screen. 1:24 left in the first. 6 to shoot. Here's Dooling. Milwaukee with the rebound.
Really good offensive execution. Nice pick, just couldn't get the shot to go.
Boy, you love to see that as a basketball purist. Guy setting a good screen and then getting the shot opportunity.
Boston with the ball. They trail by 9 points. 58 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Lee outside. Puts one up from 19. No good. And Milwaukee the other way now. Now Udrih. He dishes it to Udo. Out to Harris. And again, it's Milwaukee converting.
Well, they've yet to string many stops together.
Just seems like they've been a step slow here.
And Dooling kicks to Lee. He passes to Sullinger. Dishes it to Dooling. There's the pick. Pass to Wilcox. 5 on the clock. Kicks it to Dooling. To halt the run. Hits the bucket. Dooling's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Outside Jennings. There's the dish to Gooden. It's back to Jennings. Over Lee, and that's not going to go. And so the first quarter is in the books. Bucks lead by 8. And we'll get the second quarter underway on the other side of this break.
See the show and make yourself heard.
Now the second quarter getting ready to start up. And for the Bucks guys, what jumps out to you stats-wise?
Now the key has been the rebounding department. This club dominating the paint area. And if this continues, they'll be in great shape.
Well, they've done two things. They've limited second chances, and they've been able to flex their muscle down low.
On the court for the Celtics, second quarter underway. Jared Sullinger is out there with Pierce. Then it's Lee. Then there's Fab Melo. And it's Rondo in at the 1. Celtics trail by 8.
It's amazing to think that Scott Skiles, the Bucks coach, is in his 13th season as a head coach in the NBA, 4th with Milwaukee. He's a very defensive-minded, no-nonsense type of guy.
And let's now go to the sideline. We'll catch up here with Doris Burke. Doris?
Well, guys, cool hands in the last outing against the Timberwolves put on a show. He ended with 16 points and an impact by finding his teammates over and over again. It's games like this that have propelled his team to wins early on this season.
And Doris, that really was a phenomenal performance.
You know what, Kevin? Anytime you bring it like that, you raise the bar on yourself. The key is to not get too hyped on past performances. Today, focus on this game right here, right now.
Yeah, but he's going to have a hard time forgetting that one because that was one of the best performances you'll ever see.
Henson up and in on the layup. And it's a 10-point Bucks lead. And you know, Steve, this Milwaukee Bucks team continuing Coach Scott Skiles' track record of improving teams at the defensive end. Did it in Chicago, he's doing it again in Milwaukee.
Well, he demands a lot of his players at that end of the floor, Kevin. You know, if they guard like he wants, then he'll give them more freedom offensively. But it all starts at the defensive end for Scott Skiles, and his teams know that.
And that one's good by Gooden.
Well, you just see them taking it strong into the paint over and over again.
Yeah, that really seems to be the strategy, partner. I mean, pound it inside.
Now here's Rondo. He's got 9. The feed to Sullinger. Back to Rondo. The Celtics need to get a shot off. Pierce for 3. Another shot. He lays it in.
Again, they attack the hoop from the lane, and it's been really good to them.
Yeah, they're getting whatever they want down there. That's 4 of their last 5 buckets coming in the paint area.
Harris dishes to Gooden. Back to Harris. Passes it to Ellis. Over Lee. Here's Gooden. And it's good. Terrific work on the offensive glass to make that one work. Gooden's got 4 points in the quarter.
Another board for them, and they've got a huge advantage in that regard.
Yeah, it's not really a surprise. I mean, rebounding one of the true barometers in winning basketball games, and if you rebound better, you typically are going to win ball games and do it comfortably.
Big group substitution here for Milwaukee. Udo's checked in for Gooden. Ilyasova comes in for Henson. Mike Dunleavy, he's checked in for Tobias Harris. And it's Udrich in for Monte Ellis. Bass passes to Terry. Three-pointer. He feeds it to Doolittle. Again, the miss by the Celtics. Bucks leading by 12. Left side, Jennings. And there's the pass to Udo. Feeds to Ilyasova. And the defense didn't have position. They whistle a blocking foul, and he'll go to the line.
I think Ersan Ilyasova was one of the unknown stories from a year ago, but he was fantastic. Rebounded the ball really well. And how about the one game? He had 29 points and 25 boards, one of the best performances all season.
That free throw good from Ilyasova.
And guys, you know, when you take a look at Ilyasova, he's unusual among pick and pop big man in that he likes contact. He's not just looking to stand out there and shoot threes after he sets a screen. Even though he's 235 pounds, that's not super big. He'll get in there and fight with the big boys. Milwaukee made the move to try and get back into the playoffs last season, but ultimately they came up short, in part because they didn't protect their home floor enough.
Here is Wilcox. Green, defended by Dunleavy. From 11 feet away, and Green gets it to go. Green's got his second bucket of the night. Bucks leading by 12. Back to the Milwaukee Bucks. It wasn't the same intensity from the fear of the dear days last time when they played at home and it cost them, Steve.
Well, they were a mediocre team, and that's what average teams do is they go 17-16, which is what the Bucks did a year ago. So they're trying to take that next step. They need more firepower offensively. So we'll see if they can continue to improve that roster.
And so it's Boston with it, following the bucket by the Bucks. Here's Lee, and that one's good.
They got the ball into the ideal position, and he didn't flub the finish that time, guys.
The Bucks have gone 5 of 7 from the field here in the second. Here's Clark. Can't hit the step-back jump shot.
And that's a shot he had to take.
For sure, it was a good decision, just poor execution.
Wilcox kicks to Lee. Count it from 12. Lee's got his third basket of the night.
Well, I think we'll see a lot of three-point shooting. I mean, that's kind of who he is. He's got that deep range, and with his confidence, when he gets going, look out.
And another specialty of his is the three ball from the corner. That's his signature shot.
And doing the bucket on the assist by Wilcox. Wilcox has got 3 assists now in this one. Here's Udrich. He's covered by Dooley. Shot from 12. Rebounded by the Celtics.
Really good work defensively. This coach has to be happy with his team.
Yeah, forcing that miss right there, great effort.
He kicks to Green. He's guarded by Udrich. Goes up the baseline. He dishes it to Dooley. Lee. It's rebounded by Udo.
Oh, that's a frustrating one there. Easy look at the hoop.
Here's Clark. He's covered by Dooley. Shoots off the step back. That is good. Clark's got 6.
He exposed a flaw in the defense. No way they're supposed to be giving him that shot.
Now we get a chance to check out the standings out east. Already we are in December. You take a look at the Bucks. And of course Boston. Quite a few spots down the ladder right now.
Well, right now for the Bucks, they've got to be very pleased with how this campaign has kicked off for them.
Well, it's been a good start, and they'd like to keep it going. Obviously, the NBA season being so long, it's tough to maintain a start like this. But all they can do is just focus on each and every game and try to keep this momentum that they've built here in the early going.
Dooling cannot hit.
You know, his finishing ability leaves a lot to be desired, guys. He needs to take it to the basket stronger.
Jennings. That's good. And it's a 12-point Bucks lead.
You know, they're just getting hammered inside and really need to find a way to be tougher down there. They got to be physical. They got to man up in there.
I agree. I mean, you look at the points they're giving up. Most of them seem to be coming inside the paint.
Now here's Lee. He had 16 points in the win against Portland. Sullinger dishes to Dooley. He passes to Sullinger. Over Harris. Sullinger, no good.
He's one guy the defense is not afraid to leave open from that range, and for obvious reasons.
And again, Brandon Jennings. Jennings has got 4 points now in the quarter.
Yeah, very solid offensive execution out there.
Clark, they've been looking out of sync offensively.
You know what? A basket here would do a lot for their confidence.
Sullinger with the ball. Dishes it to Dooley. Kicks to Lee. From outside the arc. The shot no good. The Bucks go the other way with it. And they call over the back here. Too much contact.
A little overeager right there. Left his feet too early.
And if you're already boxed out, you got to try to work to get around. Otherwise, it's a surefire foul.
Looking at who's out there now for the Bucks. Gooden comes in for Tobias Harris. And it's Ellis in for Udrich. The Celtics also changing it up. Paul Pierce is checked in for Green. Rajon Rondo is subbed in for Keon Dooley. Ellis kicks to D'Alembert. Back to Ellis. D'Alembert with a screen on Lee. And Bahamute the pass to Gooden. Over Sullinger. Shot by Gooden is no good. Celtics trail by 14. Rondo kicks to Sullinger. Inside, Collins. D'Alembert grabs the board. Dallenberg's got 6 rebounds here tonight. Jennings with the ball. He's picked up by Lee. They get the rebound. And that one's good by Gooden. Gooden's got 6 here in this quarter.
He got off to a slow start. It took him a little while to get into the flow of this game, but he's turned it on here in the second. Shot seems to be a little awry today, just off a fraction. They've got to have him pick it up, though, and soon.
Here's Dallenberg, and he bangs it home with one hand.
The defense caught dozing off that time.
Now those open dunks, pretty high percentage.
Yeah, you're not going to miss many of those. I mean, this is really a poor defensive effort.
And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, Doris Britt. Doris, over to you.
Kevin, last season was the best of Brandon Jennings' career, and coaches around the league are taking notice. Pistons coach Lawrence Frank said, "You can see how passionate he is about the game. He plays with a zest, a zeal. He's all over the court, both on and off the ball." Dallas coach Rick Carlisle said he's got that great speed, but he's really learning how to change speeds to give himself an even greater advantage. He's an all-star caliber talent. It may be some time before he gets that kind of recognition, but he's a really, really good player with a bright future, Kevin.
He certainly is. Thanks, Doris.
Well, we know how talented he is. It's just a question of how good can he become if he continues to put the work in.
The Bucks have been solid at the line so far, 4 for 4.
And they've increased their percentage quite a bit since last season, guys.
That free throw good from Jennings.
It was kind of a weird start to the playoffs last year for Boston. Rondo gets suspended early, but the Celtics were able to get past the Hawks as they matched up as the 4 and 5 seeds, and the Celtics actually did not have home court advantage in that series.
True, right. The Bucks making a switch here. Henson's checked in. Here's Pierce. Hits the fadeaway. Pierce has got 8. And it's Milwaukee's ball. They're on a 12-4 run right now. You know, Clark, you wonder how the Celtics would fare as an older team and shortened season, the compacted window of games, so many games crammed into 1 week. You just weren't sure how much gas they had in the tank come playoff time, Steve, but as it showed, they won a couple series and made their way through.
Yeah, I thought it was really impressive getting to the Eastern Conference Finals, taking Miami to 7 games. They had their chance, too. You know, up 3-2 in a home game, but LeBron and Miami were just too much.
I think he's done his part to try to keep him in this game. It's been a solid effort from him, guys.
Here's Gooden. And it's Rajon Rondo with the foul. That's his first foul.
Well, he was boxed out, and when that happens, you know, at some point you have to just turn and get back defensively. That time he went right over the top.
Yeah, but you go straight on the top of another player's back, that's going to be a foul call every time.
Here's what Milwaukee's going with right now. Ilyasova, he's checked in for Gooden. Dunleavy comes in for Mbamute. And Cool Hand subbed in for Brandon Jennings.
Boy, they are really getting chewed up inside here. I mean, that's 8 of the last 10 points they've given up inside, in the paint.
Yeah, and the paint should be sacred ground for a defense. I mean, you can't let anybody just trot in there and get an easy bucket.
He's really lacking in confidence out there. 0 field goals made so far in this game.
Good. 14 points for Ellis.
You know, he's given them a nice scoring option through most of this game. Well, I think the key for Monte Ellis is what role he's in. If you put him in a scorer's role where you just need him to produce, I think he's perfect. If you need him to run your team and be a point guard, he can do it on occasion, but I don't think that's really his best role over the course of the season.
Bucks leading by 16. Clark dishes to Henson. Second shot opportunity. He goes up. Rebound Boston. And after this one, they're home against Minnesota. That game is the first and last of their homestand.
I know I'll be looking out for the final score in that Timberwolves game. That should be a close game.
We talked about Monte blending in offensively. He's a good passer, averaged over 5 assists a game for multiple years. Last season, Clark, he was top 15 in that category in the NBA.
Yeah, but make no mistake about it, Kevin. What he is most and foremost is a scorer. That's what he does. He puts the ball in the basket. You look at his assist ratio, the percentage of his possessions that end in assists, he was ranked around 100th in the league. So Scoring is what he does and what he does best.
Here's Clark. No luck. And so that's the end of the first half. Bucks ahead. They lead by 14.
Now, presented by Sprint.
Thanks for joining.
Well, it's been a one-sided affair so far through the first two quarters, but there's plenty of time to mount a comeback. Monte Ellis has been sensational.
Yeah, give him credit. He's been very selective with his shots, and it's paying off for him and his team.
You know, he's taking exactly what the defense has given him, and he's not forced anything. And that's exactly how you should play the game, in my opinion.
Clark, he's in at the point. Ilyasova and Dallenberg are down low. Ellis is out there with Luke, Richard, and Bahamut. So that's who Scott Skiles starts the second half with.
Boy, that's hard-nosed sandpaper basketball right there. A lot of little friction in there.
Oh, I love the way you described that. Wasn't ever nobody was going to get to the rim but him.
Oh, man, with the violent putback to finish it off.
Celtics trail by 14. Rondo passes to Green. Green gets a screen from Pierce. Off the screen. Here's Bass. Rises up and throws it down.
What a tough player. He's undersized for the power forward spot, but he still finds a way to get it done.
Ellis outside. The dish to Mbaamute. Clark. Over Green. No good from Clark.
That's a look that he'll never pass up, the one he'll usually never miss.
Here's Pierce. It's good, only a few seconds into the shot clock. Pierce has got 10 points. Bucks leading by 10. Third quarter here, over a minute and a half into it. No good from Clark.
Just one make and 4 tries here to start the second half.
Green kicks to Terry. Over Ellis. And there's Jason Terry on the assist by Green. Green's got his third assist on the night.
And the Jet, as he's known, is a great shooter, both from mid-range and long-range. Can step out well behind that three-point line and knock down the shot. But really what he wants to do is put the ball on the floor a couple times, create the angle, and then rise up over the top and make that mid-range shot.
And Steve, whether starting or coming off the bench, JT is always ready to step into the big moment and knock down the big shot.
They double up Pierce. Pass to Green. Back to Pierce. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Now the feed to Bass. Over Dallenberg. Rejected by Dallenberg. And so it looks like the Celtics will retain possession here.
The last few weeks, you see how Boston stacks up. 10th in three-point shooting. 15th in free throw percentage. And as far as team rebounding numbers, not a strong suit for this year. Top 20 in the league is all.
Yeah, this is a team that shoots the ball well, and I think the key is their accuracy from the three-point line. You look at that number in the top 10, as you talked about, Clark. You know, they've leaned on this of late particularly, and I think their success from the three-point line has really allowed their offense to open up and become more balanced.
Here's Clark. Rondo with some nice D.
Well, you have to get a hand into his face because that's his range right there.
Passes it to Bass. Working on Ellis. Goes up. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
Well, the Milwaukee Bucks were a perfect model of average last year against the East. I mean, 48 games they played in the conference, and they won 24 of them and lost 24 of them.
And back to the Bucks, 24 wins and 24 losses in the East. That can sometimes be good enough to get you into the playoffs. But not last year. Not last year at all, Steve.
Yeah, you know, we've seen some teams finish below 500 and still make the playoffs in the East, in recent years. But I think that the conference overall has gotten a little better, and that just wasn't enough last year for the Bucks.
The drive by Rondo gives him the lead pass. And finished off by Bass.
He's a bit short for the power forward spot, but his great leaping ability more than makes up for it.
Bucks leading by 8. Here's Clark. 6 points for him.
He's playing selfishly now, guys. He's just trying to get as many shots up as he can. Doesn't look at all concerned about his teammates.
Rondo, good. And the Bucks with possession here. They led by as many as 18 points. On the wing, Ellis. He feeds it to Clark. And hits one. Maybe he's ready to get back on track. Clark's got 8 points. And here's Rondo, who's got 15. Poked away. Ellis down low. Here's covering. Gets it to go. 16 points for Ellis.
And another quick strike for them. No question which team is running the fast break better here today.
Absolutely. I mean, they've been lethal in transition, Steve. It's one of the reasons they're out in front.
Let's check out what Doris Burke has for us.
Gentlemen, for the last 2 seasons, the Boston Celtics have been the worst offensive rebounding team in the league by percentage. They were 3rd worst in 2010. You might think it's by design, that they're more focused on transition defense, but according to Doc Rivers, that's not the case. That's been one of the biggest misunderstandings about our team. We've always told our bigs, if you're under the basket and we shoot, how about going to get it? Guys, the numbers don't lie.
Well, Doris, being a jump shooting team, probably less chances, but that's their identity. Clark dishes to D'Alembert. The pass to Clark. And another basket for Milwaukee.
Well, he gets the fadeaway to go. I'd still rather see him go straight up with it.
Now here's Rondo. Right now averaging 11 points a game. Count the bucket. Rondo's got 4 points this quarter.
A beautiful finesse move right there. I mean, you've got to love that finger roll finish.
That's good from Ilyasova on the assist from Monte Ellis. And the Bucks lead by 12. Now Rondo. 17 points in the game. Terry outside. Over Ellis. They get it back. Bass sinks that one from the post. Bass has got 10 points in the game. Bucks leading by 10. Clark, the pass to D'Alembert. That's good.
He's a big reason why they have the lead right now. He's made all of his field goal attempts thus far and remains hot from the floor.
And some changes here for the Celtics. Drew Gooden has checked in for Ilyasova. Tobias Harris comes in for Mbamute. And it's Jennings in for Cool Hands.
I'll tell you, it had been some time coming, but really last year the dominant core that the Celtics had been built around started to show their age at times. And I'll tell you what, they might want to pay a little more attention to him defensively than they did on that last trip.
And D'Alembert gets to Jennings. Feeds it to Ellis. Over Doolin. Here's Gooden. Rebounded by the Celtics. Dooling's got 3 rebounds so far in the game. Lee outside. Over Ellis. Here's Melo. Sullinger goes back up. Melo dishes to Rondo. Gets it to go. Rondo's got 19 points. And the Celtics, Steve, as you mentioned, they seem to realize that their window is closing as the team got older. In fact, there is some age on there, and hopefully they can navigate that and play a few more years together.
Yeah, well, at the trade deadline, they explored a lot of options to maybe try to get younger, to bring some youth in, but they decided to stick with it. Had a strong playoffs, and now a new-look roster. Some new pieces, but still equipped to compete.
Gotta love the finger roll up and over the defense.
Jennings kicks to D'Alembert. And that one's good. D'Alembert's got 8 here in the quarter.
Carving them up inside there, Kevin. I mean, the defense has been vulnerable in there.
Yeah, that's 3 straight field goals in the paint area. That's really good offense.
Sullinger passes to Melo. The rebound by Monte Ellis.
Well, I like the defense there. He made it tough on him to get that shot off.
And that's typical. I mean, if he doesn't actually get a hand on it, he usually does enough just to influence the shot.
And D'Alembert kicks to Jennings. Melo with the steal. And pushing it up, here's Boston. Rondo with the ball. That's good. Rondo's got 21. Bucks leading by 5.
You know, it's interesting. Rajon Rondo, an all-star player, acknowledged as one of the premier point guards in the game, and yet it seems like year after year we hear his name in trade rumors. And some of that may be because he's butted heads with Doc Rivers at times, but it also may be because he's so valuable. He's such a dominant player, he would bring back an awful lot in return.
Here's what Milwaukee's going with right now. Udo's checked in for Dallenby. Ilyasova comes in for Drew Gooden. That's Dunleavy in for Tobias Harris. Celtics trail by 5. And it's Rondo penetrating. Softly drops in the floater. 23 points in the game. And the trade rumors for Rondo, some of the rumors in Boston were that he was strong-willed, sometimes kind of a loner. He was tough to coach, and on and on and on. And perhaps it was him being with such great players, and he wanted to just take his time as he was establishing himself, Clark, on that team. I mean, there could be a lot of reasons there.
Exactly. I agree. And not being close enough to the situation, I'm not going to get involved in conjecture there. He does have a strong personality. He's an extremely bright basketball player, and good players sometimes are challenging to coach. But I think at the end of the day, you want to give any young player a chance to develop and mature. And with the talent Rondo has, I think you've got to give him room to continue to grow.
It's Pierce on the wing. He kicks it to Lee. Ellis on him. With the fadeaway. Kept alive. And again, it's Rajon Rondo. Rondo's got 12 points here in the second half.
This game very well could come down to a few possessions, and if that's the case, rebounding could play large.
Yeah, in a close game like this, when securing the ball is so vital.
Here's Udo. And Boston with the rebound. Rondo's got his 6th rebound on the night. Rebound by Ilyasova. Ilyasova's got 7 rebounds in the game. And there's Ellis. That's good on the assist by Ilyasova. Ilyasova's got 3 assists now in this one. The Bucks have made 6 of their 7 attempts at the line in this one.
Yeah, guys, they can feel very good about themselves when you bring up those statistics. Impressive numbers.
And Baamute's checked in for Udo. The Celtics also changing it up. Brandon Bass is checked in for Collins. Green comes in for Paul Pierce. And it's Terry in for Courtney Lee.
You know, when you got the kind of speed the Bucks have in their backcourt, you really want to try to push the tempo a bit, and they did just that with Monte Ellis and Brandon Jennings. They were second in the league in field goal attempts.
Rondo kicks to Terry. Launches a 3. No good. Now the Bucks take it the other way. They led by as many as 18 points. Their next game is at New Orleans Arena in New Orleans for a game against the Hornets. And that'll be the first of a 2-game road trip for them. And again, the Bucks miss. Well, for the Bucks, the problem had always been finding points. Now playing a little quicker with those 2 speed merchants in the backcourt, attacking more, and they seem to have found, I think, Steve, a little bit of balance.
Well, they've always been a defensive-minded team under Scott Skiles, Kevin, so I think they're looking for that balance. They're looking for that offensive firepower. They've got that quick backcourt you mentioned with Brandon Jennings and Monte Ellis. But can they combine the offense and the defense and make this into a playoff caliber team?
Just 5 on the clock. The drive by Ellis. The step back jumper is good. Ellis has got 9 points here in the second half.
Everything is working for him right now. He's been a huge factor in the quarter.
And Bass kicks to Wilcox. Tries from 10. Buries the jump shot. Wilcox has got his first basket of the night.
And all 10 of their last points have come inside the paint, so defensively you've got to make an adjustment.
Yeah, and you got to do a little more to stop it, too. I mean, it's coming way too easy for him. At some point, you just got to buck up and say it's not going to happen.
Rondo with the ball. 25 points in the game. Terry outside. This one for 3. Scooped up. Gets it off. No good trying to beat the buzzer. The third quarter comes to a close. Bucks lead by 8. And we'll get it going after this from the Bradley Center.
Make sure to pick up a copy of 2K Sports Magazine. Cool Hands, featured on the cover. A breakout.
Welcome back as we get ready to start the fourth quarter. Who's had the Sprite uncontainable game in this one? Well, let's send it out to our Doris Burke. Doris?
Well, Kevin, our uncontainable game in this one, the stretch by the Bucks. The second quarter looks to be the difference right now as they turn things on and put together that huge run. Now, it seems like it's enough to get them the win.
Doris, thanks. And I think we can all agree the whole flow to their game sort of gelled at that point. Don't you think, Steve?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Kevin, everything came together for them all at once. I mean, their shots started dropping one after another at one end, and then at the other end, they went into lockdown mode defensively.
Yeah, it was truly a good stretch for them, Steve. All they needed were a few things to kind of click into place, and then they were rolling on all cylinders.
So with Rondo on the bench, here's the five for Doc Rivers right now. We've got Lee. Green is out there with Jared Sullinger. Then there's Dooley, and it's Melo in at the center position. Sullinger, no good. Bucks leading by 10. Ellis with it. Sullinger picks him up. It's blocked, but they get it back. Here's Clark, covered by Lee. No good from Clark. And we've played through about a minute here in the fourth. Here's Dooley. He dishes it to Melo. The rebound by Gooden. Gooden's got rebound number 5 here tonight. Clark dishes to Nba2K13. And out of bounds as the Celtics gain possession. And this is what the schedule looks like for the Boston Celtics. And after this one, they're home against Minnesota. That game will be a quick pit stop before hitting the road again.
I'll be looking forward to seeing how that Philadelphia game turns out, guys.
Here's what Milwaukee's going with right now. Samuel Dallenberg, who's checked in for Gooden. And it's Jennings in for Monte Ellis. And then for Boston, Brandon Bass is checked in for Melo. Pierce comes in for Sullinger. Rajon Rondo is subbed in for Keon Dooley. Celtics trail by 10. Lee passes to Pierce. Lee, Dallenberg covering. Outside Rondo, dishes it to Green. Dallenberg's there. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact and he'll shoot 2.
Oh, we look at Jeff Green out of Georgetown here playing at the small forward. Really a combo. He can play either the 3 or the 4. And I think what makes him tough is that he can handle the ball like a 3, but he's got the size of a power forward.
Monte Ellis, he's checked in for the Bucks. Jason Terry, he's checked in for Boston. Celtics trail by 8. And when you look at Jeff Green, he's got the quickness to play the 3, but he can post up on others at small forward.
Yeah, I like him best as small forward, Kevin. He's more comfortable, I think, in quickness matchups than he is in the strength and bully ball matchups. And his rebounding number is less of an issue when he's playing small forward.
They are in attack mode right now. That's 10 straight points, guys, all coming inside the paint.
And Steve, if I'm them, I'd keep going right to the heart of that defense like they have been until they do something about it. If they don't offer resistance, take everything you can get in there.
Rondo against Ellis. Rondo kicks to Terry. It's rebounded by Ilyasova.
Misfires again, and the ball just refuses to cooperate with it. It's a tough day so far.
And again, the Bucks miss.
This just has not been his day so far.
They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've had a number of empty ones, a long time without a basket.
They got to find something, you're right. Rondo, no good. Bucks leading by 6. It's stolen by Bass. Kicks it to Rondo. The dish to Pierce. Working inside. To the inside. That is good. They got on this roll a while ago, and they just haven't looked back.
That's 4 straight field goals coming inside the paint.
Boy, they're taking it right to him, Steve, and the defense has really been way too passive for my liking.
And a little over 3.5 minutes in the books so far here in the fourth. Offensive rebound. Terry dishes to Green. Goes up again, and it's sent back from Talonbear. Here's Clark. Steps back and drains the jump shot. And the Bucks lead by 6. The Celtics shooting at 44%, pretty reasonable. Outside Rondo. He passes to Pierce. Green with a screen for Pierce. Terry fires from deep, and that one's good.
He's really flipped the script with this performance here in the second half.
Bucks leading by 3. Jennings passes to Clark. Kicks it out to Jennings. Pass to Clark. In low to Dallenberg. And that basket's going to count, folks. Gets the goaltending call right there.
He got there late, but you do have to like the aggressiveness to go after the block. But that one's going to count.
And Baamute's checked in for Brandon Jennings. Chance now to check out the schedule for Milwaukee. Looking ahead to the next game, playing at New Orleans, they'll take on the Hornets. That'll be the first half of a 2-game trip. Here's Clark. Pierce covering. Clark kicks to Dallenberg. The rebound by the Celtics.
Really good defense there, forcing that double clutch shot.
And it's Rondo penetrating. Right side Pierce. And that's going to be too many steps. Gets the whistle on the travel.
Careless play there. You've got to avoid those kind of turnovers.
Yeah, you really do, Steve. I mean, those really take a toll on you. They deflate any kind of rhythm you're trying to build.
Clark dishes to Ilyasova. The feed now to Clark. Passes it to Mbamute. To the middle. The kick out to Ilyasova. Clock at 4. That's good. And here's Rondo. Rondo off the pick from Green. Fires from the line. Rondo's shot is off. Bucks leading by 7. Ellis goes in. Blocked. Now here's Rondo. Back to Terry. Shoots from the line.
Shooting-wise, he's having a tough quarter. I mean, he just seems to have gone cold. Can't find the basket.
Here is Mbamute. The rebound by the Celtics. Terry's got 6 rebounds now in the game. Lets it fly. And it's good, coming on the assist by Rajon Rondo. And that's 13 points for Jason Terry. Screen by Dallenberg. Clark, the pass to Dallenberg. He feeds it to Clark. With the lead pass, he got an advantage there off the pick and took it right in. Dallenberg has got 4 this quarter.
Boy, nice pick there, guys. I mean, gave him the space he needed for the hoop.
Rondo kicks to Pierce. Over Mbamute. The shot by Pierce will not go.
Not a good look at the hoop. They've got to do a better job offensively creating some space.
Here's Clark. Terry covering. Mbamute gets it to go. And it's a 9-point Bucks lead.
That's where you like to get shots, inside and close to the hoop.
Green with a screen for Rondo. Terry into Green. And good on the basket. Book it. And now Doris Burke has an update from the sidelines.
Yes, exactly, Kevin. I got a chance to hear what Scott Skiles said to his team. He told the players, let's put our foot on them and keep them down. We've got them exactly where we want them. I want to see you guys slow the pace, use the clock, and stay away from any silly fouls. Thanks, Doris. Just 5 to shoot. Here's Clark. And Boston with the rebound. Green's got his 7th rebound here tonight. Looking to get it going. And Mbamute pulls it in.
Nba2K13 has got rebound number 8 here tonight in the game. Here's Clark. He's covered by Rondo. Clark kicks to Ellis. There's a screen. Now the pass to Clark. Over Terry. And that one's good by Clark.
Boy, he did a nice job losing his man on a good pick and then just buried the jumper. That is basketball 101 right there, Kevin.
And Bass kicks to Rondo. Pass up top. Back to Rondo. Down low. And finished off by Bass.
The one-handed flush, very nice.
Yeah, nice strong finish there.
Just punched it home.
Here's Clark. Feeds it to D'Alembert. That's good. D'Alembert's got 6 in the quarter.
My goodness, he's knocking down everything he looks at.
Celtics trail by 9. Outside Rondo. Back to Pierce. Green dishes to Pierce. He kicks it to Bass. He dishes it to Pierce. Over Nba2K13. That's good from Paul Pierce on the assist by Bass. Bass has got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. Here's Clark. He's covered by Rondo. Here's Ellis. They set the screen. That one goes. Count it. Ellis has got 27.
The lift they've gotten from him today has been huge. I mean, he's been steady offensively and has helped them get out in front here so far.
Here's Pierce. And he drops it in from the low post.
Even with the D lurking, he made it look easy with the soft finger roll.
Here's Clark. He's covered by Rondo. Clark kicks to Ilyasova. Dishes to D'Alembert. 4 on the shot clock. The Bucks need to get a shot off here. There's the block. Now here's Rondo. He's covered closely. 1:29 left in the 4th quarter of this one. Here's Clark. And it's Paul Pierce with the rebound. Pierce has got his 7th rebound here tonight.
As great as they've been on the board so far, they just haven't found a way to get out on top.
Yeah, but if they continue to rebound, they can put together a little run here and cut into this lead.
Here's Clark. He's covered by Rondo. Clark kicks to Ellis. In low to D'Alembert. Yes, and it's Ellis picking up the assist. D'Alembert's got 16 here in the second half.
Yeah, we're now starting to see them get some high percentage shots in the paint.
Yeah, that's 5 of their last 6 buckets inside the lane, so they're getting really high percentage looks down there.
Rondo passes to Terry. Pierce with the screen on Ellis. Terry dishes to Pierce. Puts it up. No good. And Milwaukee the other way now. They led by as many as 18 points. Here's Clark. He's covered by Rondo. D'Alembert inside. Rajon Rondo with the rebound. The Celtics shooting here in the 4th quarter around 41%. 3 seconds separate the shot clock and game clock. And that's out of bounds. Boston will retain possession. $19 seconds left in the 4th quarter. It's Terry outside. The shot no good. Here's Clark. Pierce covering. Here's Clark. And so the Bucks take the win. It was a solid win, Clark.
Yeah, it was, and I think it came down to will more than skill. They went out and got this one.
So that'll do it for now. For Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for joining us for this presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports. We'll see you next time.
Having just been named the Rookie of the Month, can you tell us how that feels?
It means I'm getting acknowledged for the way I played out there. It means a lot of people took a liking to my game. I just don't want to be complacent, you know? I want to keep getting better and better and working on my game, man.